Interior Design at GSA. Vectorworks, 2D. Part B.
First, to draw the square, we're going to use the rectangle tool. We're going to use the rectangle mode from the top and draw a rectangle. The object info palette will tell us the size of that, and I want to make this a perfect square, 50mm by 50mm. And then we're going to use the attribute palette to give that a fill colour. In order to make a circle, I'm going to use the circle tool. I'm going to use this in the circle by radius, and I'm going to click and drag a circle out. And this time I want the diameter to be 25mm. Now I'm going to place this over the top of the circle by taking the cursor to the center point and then clicking and dragging. I'm able to make sure I've got the center of the circle selected. I can then line it up with the center of the square because the computer gives me a little dialog box showing that. I've now created this shape over here. The difference between these two at the moment is that this is two objects, whereas this is just one object, and it's actually a hole cut out of the middle, so when we place it over the top of another object, you can see that object come through. So what I want to do is select both of these objects by shift clicking on both objects, and then I want to do modify and clip surface. What that does is allow us to delete that center circle, and we now have a shape with a hole in the middle. To make the rectangle, this time instead of drawing, I'm going to double click on the rectangle tool, and I'm going to specify a width of 50mm and a height of 25mm, and I'm going to position at next mouse click in the center of the object. So click OK, click, and that's drawn that rectangle in. The original rectangle is actually 50mm by 20mm, so again I'm going to change that to 50 by 20. And again I'm going to give it a fill colour. The rounded rectangle tool, circle, and the regular polygon tool work much the same way. The regular polygon tool has got a settings box up here, preferences box, so I'm able to click that and choose the number of sides that I want my polygon to have. And again, give that a fill colour. The 2D polygon tool works slightly differently. Here I'm able to click and click and click and click and click at the end point to create a shape. With the polygon tool and the polyline tool, it's important to make sure you go back to the original starting point to close the shape to give you a completely filled in shape. The polyline tool, again we've got a range of different options up here. I'm going to use the Bezier vertex mode, and I'm going to trace round this object. So I'm going to click at each point. The computer's telling me when they're snapping and lined up. And that creates a shape similar to the one. In order to do an add surface, I can draw two rectangles here. Select both of them again by pressing the shift key and do modify and add surface.